I think it's fair to say at present that morale within the force is at an all-time low. Policing is under scrutiny like never before, and I think that's reflected in the results of the survey. There are a number of contributing factors. You've highlighted a couple of them there, but these all come together to make it very difficult for the officers to feel that they're valued and feel that their voices are being listened to.
Only 55% of members completed the survey. You attribute this to apathy and a lack of confidence that issues will be addressed, but could it also be that 45% are content?
I think you're probably right on the first count. The surveys that have been done in the past have had a lot higher response rate, and I think the frustrations that the officers feel are borne out in the fact that only 55% of them have taken the time to sit down and share their thoughts and their concerns. I think that speaks volumes for where we're at in terms of policing.
And how is the Federation's relationship with the Commissioner of Police now, and your confidence that these issues will be addressed?
As with any federation, any union, any employee-employer relationship, there are going to be aspects where we disagree. I think it's fair to say that holding the Commissioner to account is part of our role, and it's something that our membership expects. It's healthy to have a differing of opinions, because at the end of the day, what we represent are the lower ranks and the issues that senior management have. They may sometimes forget to come down to the basement and check the foundations, and that's where we come in. We try to highlight the problems and we ask them for solutions before the problems develop.
A lot of issues could also be attributed to financial constraints, such as issues of staffing. So how is the Federation tackling these issues with the government? Have you met with the Chief Minister?
We were afforded a meeting with the Chief Minister just prior to the election. We're scheduled to meet with the Minister of Justice in the not too distant future, and we're hoping that he will take the time to listen to our concerns. He's had view of the survey, so he's aware of the concerns raised and the issues that the police officers are facing. Like you say, the financial constraints or the budgetary constraints always affect what's available to officers. We've been working out of Newmill House now for a long time, and we've been promised a new station for a very long time, and it hasn't been forthcoming. What we want is the government to deliver on what they promised, because the officers need a new fit-for-purpose station that's also future-proof. There's no point in just building the station if there's no room for growth, because with the population growing, if we get a cross-border agreement, then obviously the influx of people coming in is going to increase, so therefore we probably need more officers. So we have to factor these things in. But yes, government is key. Sitting down, talking to them and having them listen and having them address our concerns is what we really want.
And another issue highlighted in the survey was bullying. It appears that measures have had some effect to address this, but not enough.
I think bullying is a very emotive subject, and it's very much down to the individual. What some people would class as bullying, others would pass as something else. So it's all down to the individual at the end of the day. We've been working with the Dignity at Work, the gentleman from Dignity at Work, to put a structure in place together with management where it's streamlined procedures, that any grievances that officers have, any concerns that they want to raise, can be addressed, and can be addressed in a way where it doesn't become disciplinary matters. And undoubtedly, from my opinion and my definition of bullying over the years, it has occurred in the RGP. But nowadays, I think it's less, and I think the results, although minor, reflect the progress and the work that's been done towards addressing it.
And overall, reflecting on the results of this survey, what would you say the Federation is calling for as a result of this?
I think the Federation just needs support. We need the public to understand the pressures that the service are under. There's a lot more goes on than meets the eye, and I'm sure you'll appreciate that when you see the blue lights on and a vehicle going past, that's an event that's taking place that needs to be dealt with. Once the officers arrive and whatever arrests are made, that's not the end for officers. That's just the beginning. And on top of that, you have officers who've jumped up, gone out to deal with this emergency, and they've left paperwork, very often critical paperwork that has deadlines in court, and that doesn't get done. And these are the sorts of things that add to the pressures. When you've got a lack of resources, when you haven't got the manpower to afford these officers the breaks, to allow them to get this paperwork done, then all it does is heap on pressure after pressure after pressure. And that's something we need to tackle. That's where resources come to the fore. And by getting the resources in, and more importantly, keeping the resources and the experience, then that will ease the burden on the officers. You couple that with a new police station, and you're going to have a lot more content police force who will provide a better service for the public.